What is the excitement level knowing you got a game in a couple days?
It's really exciting to be able to go out there and compete against somebody besides each other. We've been doing that for about 6 months, 7 months now. So it's going to be nice to go out there and compete against somebody new, go into their territory, just have some fun. So it's really exciting. We're really excited for it.
As you've watched him on film, what stands out about quarterback Chance Nolan?
He's very strong arm, able to move, makes plays within and without the pocket. So, he's a very dynamic player and able to do things in multiple ways on the field. So he's definitely somebody to look for and account for.
As a safety, what role do you play in containing him and kind of keeping him in that pocket?
I mean, just disguise-wise, coverage-wise, making everything tough for him when he reads things down the field to keep him in the pocket, have him guessing things a little bit more. So whatever we can do to make the D-line eat, that's what we really do, and that's what we really plan on doing.
We're talking with Kane. How much of a challenge is it to get up to speed on tackling these days when you don't get to do a ton of it in the preseason anymore?
It's pretty tough, but if you take advantage of the reps that you do get, you'll be fine. So that's what we plan on, or that's what we usually do here. We take advantage of every rep that we can get when it's tackling, whether it's wrap or full live. So, or even just whenever we're fit, tracking the ball and doing things like that. So it's pretty hard, but once you take advantage of every rep, you'll be fine by game time.
What's that first one like that you go and get in the season?
It's always eye opener. You're always like, okay, it's real now, because it's always different when you get to that first one in the game because it takes you a little bit to get warmed up. But once you get that first one, it's ready to go. So that's why I like being on kickoff, because it usually gets me my first little lick in and then I'm ready to go. So that's usually my thing. But, not bad. It's pretty – once you get in that game mode, it's not hard to get ready to tackle. That's what we're here to do. So it's not hard at all, but it is a little tough getting used to it, I'd say.
What's a first game like? What makes it different than, say, the second or the 12th game?
Nothing. There's no difference. We take the same first game, second game, third game, whatever it is, whatever number of game it is, we're going to take it the same way and approach it the same way. First game hype, there's no such thing. We're just here to take everything a week at a time and finish our mission and go the next week.
Are they going to let you loose on special teams? Are we going to see you flying around? And if so, what special teams you plan on being on this year?
We'll find out Saturday.
With Alexander Tubner, he backs you up. He's going to get a play kind of close to home. Kane was joking around saying whenever he makes a play in practice, he yells Seaside. That's where he's from. Have you heard him do that?
Yeah, no, that's real. He really represents Seaside real hard. He's the only person I've never heard of Seaside, first of all, so I don't know what that really is, but yeah, Tube is a character, man. He's real funny, but he represents Seaside real tough. So I'm glad we're able to go back and him have some people from down home be able to come watch him play and do what Tubner does. Tubner's a great player, so I'm really excited for him. It's the first time he's ever been able to go home and play, so it's going to be a great opportunity for him.
You have such a stacked safety room, and he's the former walk-on that's kind of just continuing to find a way on the field. What do you admire about the way that he goes about his business? And what does he?
Oh, Tube not no walk-on now. He don't play like no walk-on. That's one thing about Tube. Tube can go anywhere and play. That's how I genuinely feel. I love having Tube behind me because he's like another coach. Tubner's kind of smarter than me sometimes, so he sees things on the sideline where sometimes I won't see it. He'll come over and tell me, like, JL, look out for this or look out for that. And I do the same vice versa, but Tubner's just a person that always pushes me to be the best because that's what he wants me to be, and he wants to be the best himself also. So it's just great having somebody like that be able to work with me work with him, and it's just like a brother relationship. I came in with Tube, and now he's like my brother, so I love him to death, and Seaside, Oregon, yeah.
Kane was saying that Rodney and Shea might kind of go back and forth on drives or something like that. When one of them comes on the field or something, like, how do you communicate with them to, just kind of make sure they're, up to speed on everything, maybe not playing the last drive?
Same communication. Honestly, when you come in, there's a standard, what you're supposed to play like, and there's no drop-off for communication or communicating a different way. There's a standard in our DB room especially. So we're going to hold you to that standard. We're going to make sure that you communicate the way that we're supposed to, whether you just got in 5 drives later or if you started. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to communicate the same way, and that's the standard that we have. So there's not really a difference. It's just standard. They know what happens when you come in. They know what you're supposed to do when you come in, so that's just how we treat it.
Is there anything different for you when you look over and see one or the other in there?
No, not at all. I'm confident with both of them playing right beside me. There's no difference. Communication-wise, play-wise, I love both of them guys. Everyone's in. Let's go right. Let's go do what we're supposed to do as a DB unit, as a defense, and that's just the attitude that we're approaching everything with.
Shane was saying you could feel a little different energy at practice today, knowing that you guys finally get to play somebody else on Saturday. Did you notice anything like that? You said somebody particularly had a big hit early in practice and kind of set it.
Yeah, Markel had a pretty big hit. It's not really – there is a little bit different energy, of course, always, because the game week is going to be different, than fall camp, than the grind. This is a game week now, so there's not necessarily different energy. I say there's different urgency and focus. We know it's the task at hand. We know what Saturday is for us. So we're just really practicing that way. That way, when Saturday comes, everything will be easier for us. And I'm just really excited for this unit, excited for this defense, excited for this team. It's going to be a fun one.
With Tyreek moving down to nickel, how have you noticed the secondary and performing with him there and what he brings there?
He's a dynamic player. You guys know what T. Jones is, very physical, playmaker. So having that guy close to the ball is not going to do anything but help us. So having him there in that position has made everything more fun, made everything easier, I say. And I just love the way that our DB unit, I say, is shaped right now. With everybody in their positions is a good fit for everyone. So that's what I'm really excited about. It's going to be good to see him that first time in a real live game at nickel. And it's going to be real fun. Yes, sir.
So many guys in this program talk about, having been underdogs or guys with chip on their shoulder or something like that. When you get to start a season against a Pac-12 team, and I know you don't care what conference, but other people do, does that give you guys motivation and kind of just something else to chase after during the summer?
It's always motivation going against a team out of conference because you hear all the talk about the Mountain West is this or that. But I'm going to be honest with you, the Mountain West is up there with the Pac-12 if you really look at things. So there's not a different, I say, look at it, but it is a little bit more motivation in a sense because we know what they're thinking right now, and we just want to go out and show and play our game and just represent this city, this conference, and everything about the Boise State Broncos whenever we go play them.
Andy's talked so much about reestablishing the foundation and all this stuff. How much are you guys playing for him, I guess, at times?
We're playing for Coach Andy. We're playing for the whole Bronco legacy. We know there's a standard here. We know what we're supposed to do in the standard that we're supposed to uphold. So we're just really trying to get back to that way, dominating and being the Boise State that we know we could be and the Boise State from the past. So we're doing everything for everyone and just trying to really represent everybody really nice. So that's just our plan, and just go out there and dominate.
And looking at Oregon State, what's unique about their offense?
They got playmakers all around the ball. The quarterback's really good. Tight end's really good. Receivers are fast, shorter, shifty receivers. So they have a very dynamic and explosive offense. So we got to definitely be locked in and follow our keys and follow everything that we're supposed to do game plan-wise, and we'll be all right.
I know you said there's not much difference first game to 10th game, but just in terms of starting the season out on the right foot and being 1-0 and kind of setting the mentality for the season, how big is the first game?
Same as every other game. Honestly, that's the type of approach we're taking this season, though. We're not thinking about first game or last game or we need to do this or start off. We're going out there to execute our assignments, take this week 1 week at a time. We're not thinking ahead. We're not thinking behind. We're thinking about this day, this week, and taking everything that way for us. We're just worried about dominating every day now. So we dominate today, we'll dominate tomorrow. And we dominate the next day. And we dominate the next day, we get to Saturday, and we dominate and execute everything that we've practiced, and just continue to do that every week.
Is that something different than last year, something you learned?
Yes, sir. That is something that we learned. We talked together as a team. We kind of had highs and lows or let one thing affect us the next week. So this year, we're not doing that. We're taking everything 1 day, 1 week at a time, 1 meeting at a time, just really trying to hone in everything that we're getting, receiving, and just really trying to go out there and execute all the information that we're receiving and play fast and physical. So it's a lot different from last year, but it's just 1 day, 1 week at a time for us, and that's our mentality.
10 of your 11 starters on the depth chart are seniors on defense. I mean, what is that, when you look around and see veteran guys that have played 3, 4, 5, 6 years on this team, what is that, what do you think that does for you guys? You notice that?
Just veterans, playing this game, you learn a lot of things. You see a lot of things with the amount of reps that some of those guys have had. They've had way more reps than me, some of those guys. So just being able to see things and know what they're thinking and know what I'm thinking, and everybody seeing the same thing, locked into the same keys. Being a vet, having a lot of vets like that is able to slow down the game for us, play faster when we do see our keys, and it just makes everything easier on the entire defense, and it just makes us real confident.